The drag is on the screen.
Peppy.
Can you guys see what's on the screen here?
Yeah, we do.
It's a dragon.
Absolute beast, these memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So guys, we've missed this one by a few minutes. We were hoping to try and catch this break on during this live, but we've missed this one. But Craig's gonna give us some tips and tricks on trying to catch the next one.
Yeah.
The next Peppy.
The next Pepe.
The next.
The next Peppy. No.
The next Pepe. It just makes me laugh.
I see there's actually not that many people today, which surprises me because to me there's real alpha here. So I don't know why we don't.
Everybody got ragged on Pepe.
Yeah. So I was just chatting before we went live, and I just said let's quickly go live. To everyone that's there, if you were on the call yesterday, we were talking about this, fear and hope, and when something starts looking like this Peppy, everyone that's in a long wants to exit because they're fearful that they're going to lose the profit that they've made, rather than getting hope that this thing can really go. And I've got no position in Peppy at all, so it's easy for me to talk standing on the outside. I know when you're sitting with a 300% profit on your trade, Dill, it's very difficult to ignore,
Yeah, because I mean, this thing can drop so quickly. So
this is the exact discussion that we were having yesterday. Sorry that we've just dived right into it. Welcome everybody to the Friday afternoon live, where we're going to do an update. Obviously, the only thing anyone is talking about right now is meme coins. So that's probably where we need to handle our discussion. And I hope, I don't know what the chat is saying on the side there, but it's probably, I think it's a conversation that we need to actually have, because I think it's actually caused much frustration to so many people, even like this Bitcoin move, everyone thinks, okay, well, it's a little quick meme season and it's over. And this thing just keeps going. And then what happened with that big candle that you can see there on Dylan's chart is that Binance announced that they're going to be listing Peppy. So that's the first tier 1 exchange. And now it's like, whoa, and then we broke $1 billion in market cap on Peppy. I think right now we are, let me just have a quick look, 1.16 billion market cap at the moment.
Wow, I didn't know we cracked that.
Yeah, that's why it took off.
That's a double since last night, right?
Yeah, so if you just use the DEX tools chart, it gives you a nice update on the market cap. So I like that's one of the tools for these Ethereum coins. Just put Peppy in the top there. DEX tools. We got Peppy's number one. You can just click on it there. It's flying past you.
Can you see it yet?
Not yet on my side.
It's still loading.
I see it.
Yeah, it's not loading the chart. Let's see if we can see some info here.
Why is yours not loading?
I don't know.
I think Dylan just got ragged.
It's overloaded.
Hold on,
He's gonna blow up.
So I hope you guys
did you get that in, Dylan?
chatting around the memes. Just looking at the chats and the discussion there, but I think it's a good time to have these sort of discussions. Why are you not getting your chart there?
So, yeah, Craig, if I can't pick this up, maybe you want to take everyone through
Yeah,
DEX.
let me just show it on mine. No problem at all.
You're quite a beast on that thing.
Right.
Honestly, I think it's something wrong with DEX tools because mine not loading either.
Say that again.
I said I think it's something wrong with DEX tools because mine not loading either.
Right. There goes, neither's mine.
You broke it.
So, okay, but nonetheless, we can have a look at what's going on the side here. So, the nice thing with DEX tools is you get a lot of information on the side, and these are important things. Going to actually be part of Sheldon's show today, but we'll do a bit of this stuff now in terms of keeping up to speed with what's actually going on. So we've got a total liquidity of 12.55 million, which is good liquidity that's there. Market cap of 1.16 right now. I'm assuming it's changing because the chart hasn't updated. Holders, this is the important thing here. I mean, you've got 94.8 holders, 94,000 wallets that are holding this token right now, which is actually tiny when you compare it to something like SHIB. I don't know if someone can go and get me wallets on SHIB, but this is where the discussion is going to go today. Other important stuff with all of these coins. So I know we're looking at Pepe now, which is relatively good, but coming down to this section over here is very important to look at your DEX, the score, because they try and identify scam coins, and they check, is the contract being verified? Is it what's called a honeypot? Honeypot means where they think, so someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, or maybe someone's got a better, but to me, it's where the ability to change the contract, which is important. So in other words, they can suddenly put in a buy tax or a sell tax, etc. So to check whether a contract is a honeypot or not is important. So these are all the things that you need to look at when you've actually got, when you're going into any of these tokens. But we're getting no chart. Obviously, you always get across the top here, you always get the trending coins right now, and that's obviously in terms of volume. I'm just trying to refresh and see if I can get a chart, but it's not happening on my side. Interesting that we've got number 4 now at Floki. Binance also announced that they were listing Floki. So yeah, that's a good one. WSB, I think, is another interesting one. It's got a very low market cap, and there was some sort of a rug yesterday on one of the main wallets, or someone got exploited or something on one of the wallets, so there was a nice dip in that. But these are effectively the coins that are running right now on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, on DEX Tools over here, you can change the blockchain. DEX Tools supports all of these blockchains over here, which is really, really cool. So I love DEX Tools in terms of charting all of these non-centralized coins, all the decentralized tokens. And in fact, if you actually own the DEX token, you've got to own 1,000 of them. I'm not sure what it costs, probably $300 or something, $400. Then you connect your wallet on the top right-hand corner, and you can go, and it will provide you with a bunch of extra tools that you can look at. So I've had 1,000 tokens of DEX for years because I wanted the full functionality of the platform. But it's something to consider. But yeah, these are the important things. So it's 1.16 billion, Bill. So we're not getting any charts here, so there's no point showing any more of that.
And tell us about these meme coins on Solana versus ETH, and yeah, what are the benefits?
So obviously, one of the problems that we've got right now with meme coins on Ethereum is the gas fees. I mean, it's mad. I mean, I tried to move some NFTs this morning from one wallet to another, just a simple move. It wasn't even a transaction. And it wanted to charge me $100 just to move.
Yeah,
$100. So I was like, nah, I guess I'm not moving those NFTs. I'll just have to, yeah.
Yeah, so some of the guys like the stall.
I found Floki on BNB chain, y'all.
Yeah, so you can use DEX Tools on Solana as well, but in terms of, I'm just going to just highlight it and then I'll highlight my screen. So you can use DEX Tools as well. However, Solana, oops, sorry, my alarms, seems to be going, just tell me if you can see my chart here, with a platform called Birdseye. So Birdseye, very similar. If you have a look at Birdseye, it says it's the charting platform for degens or something, I think is the description when you put the Google in. You can see that I'm busy charting over here, and you can do the same on DEX Tools. All the TA that we use, that you've been taught, you can use and need to use. Some guys were having a bit of an argument with me this morning on our research group, and I was saying nonsense. You know, you can trade TA exactly this way as any other way that you, as any normal thing. And there's nothing wrong with adding stochastics, trend lines, doing Fibonacci's, etc. Yeah. So I've been keeping a keen eye on, I was going to enter Guac, because it seems like all the Solana ones are coming up are all based around food. There's Guac and Taco are the big ones right now.
Okay, so you were talking about these this morning, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Have you got an entry? Have you taken? So not yet.
No. So bottom line is you need to understand that. Sorry, just have a look at Guac as it's going past my screen here. 47,000%, call it 48,000% growth in 24 hours. I mean, it's been freaking insane. And you know, the problem is with these things is that you get sucked in, and you can't help being sucked in. I mean, we've avoided it for how many, like a week now, saying no, it's too high, it's too high, it's too high, and now it keeps going. So at some point you do get sucked in. I think what's important to understand is that this is a proper casino. This is seriously, you are risking money here. And I think if you go in with that mindset, you kind of might be okay. I mean, we would never talk about taking these trades on the YouTube, because, you know, it's reckless trading. It really is. You know, at some point, something's going to happen to these tokens.
So we're not investing in Guac. We are gambling in Guac.
You might gamble in Guac, but Guac's looking interesting. I really like this this wick candle over here from this morning. So that's what caught my interest, was that actual candle. But I mean, bottom line is, you know, there's money to be made, but you have to understand that you are gambling, you know. And as long as you go in with that mindset and you don't put in too much money, don't go in with $1,000 or anything like that. Because if you look at the purchases, let me just see if I can shift the screen down a little bit. If you look at the amount of dollars, okay, here's a guy that's put in if there was a guy that put in 1,000, but I mean, they're generally small amounts of money that are being put in, you know. So $100, there's 1,000, there's 110, there's $240.
$6,000 buys. Oh my God.
And you've got to know, if you're going to do $1,000 buy, you know, you're going to be, the liquidity is not there. You're going to well overpay the current price. So Bird's Eye is definitely another platform to start looking into monitoring these things. The advantage of the Solana ones, yeah.
Craig, just on Guac, now for those that are interested in an entry, are you comfortable showing where you would look for an entry, or is this something you don't even want to speculate on?
Well, you can see it right here. I've put the trend lines in there without saying anything. So obviously you've got to work on small time frames because these coins are all new. So you're working on 5-15-minute candles. And if you're going to take your chance, you know, possibly we're going to come back here. It seems like there's a reasonable level over here. Stochastics are starting to get high. Sorry, I'm just watching on my other screen. I'm busy watching SHIB. You know, there's a chance to take, but it really has been sidewinding. As I say, I think Pepe is sucking out the liquidity. If I was listening on the research call this morning, you know, some of the guys that are really, you know, into all of the memes, they were literally saying this is going to start sucking, you know, money out of all the altcoins. People are going to be, oh, this is the way they're going. So you've got to watch your other trades and watch these. The advantage of the Solana ones obviously is fees are substantially lower, and that was what made them so good with the NFTs last year. I mean, with the, you know, those that traded Solana NFTs, we did really, really well last year, and it was all based on fees. I mean, there was nothing going on Ethereum NFTs, and then just suddenly it was Solana last year. Does DEX IO free? Yes, it is free to be up. Dextral, I don't know what that is, have a free version. Amazing explanation on liquidity. Okay, is he here? I can't actually see. He's welcome to do that. So I think you've got to really look at it. I mean, the trade that I'm taking, a very dangerous trade at the moment. I've gone the opposite end of the trade to Pepe, and please no trading advice. And my feeling was that once Pepe had broken $1 billion, these guys that have been sitting in SHIB for a very, very long time are going to start getting, you know, uptight about it. I want to just see, I'll show you again what I was thinking, but this is a very dangerous trade, but nonetheless, I'm in it for the moment. So if you look at Shiba Inu, now Shiba Inu, if we just go and have a look on CoinGecko over here, you'll see that SHIB is, where are we, down here, number 16, okay, is SHIB. On coin market, this is on CoinGecko, with a market cap of 5.8 billion. So this is where SHIB is, and it's been obviously you know, the same thing that's happening with Pepe now happened with people on SHIB last year. People made literal fortunes out of it. However, if you go and have a look into SHIB a bit more, and I'll show you now. It's obviously hasn't done much. If you can just see the chart here on the side, gives you a pretty good picture of what's going on. So now what's starting to happen, or what we're expecting to see happen, is that this SHIB over here is kind of like the first target for Pepe. And that's where people are saying the conversation is going to go now, that there's going to be a flippening of SHIB, of the market cap of SHIB for Pepe. So Pepe's at 1 billion, SHIB's at 5 billion. In other words, a 5x from here. So is it going to happen? I don't know. What I was intrigued at, because obviously the chart, you can just see there's very, very low on SHIB. But what I found very interesting is if you go down on CoinGecko, and I love this as one of my tools, you can see that SHIB is 88% off of the highs, but look how high it is off of the lows. 17 million% off the lows. So, you know, if the SHIB guys start getting scared and they decide, listen, it's going to be Pepe, and these guys start dumping because there's a lot of money tied up in SHIB, maybe we could see a SHIB short, and that's what I started entering into. And I'm bleeding slightly on the trade at the moment, but I'm watching it very carefully because, as I say, there is a saying that a rising tide raises all ships, and that all the meme coins are going to rise. So I'm taking a complete outside gamble on that trade. Are there any other
Well,
questions?
it's a smart play, Craig. It's a smart move.
But I think I've got to wait for them to start dumping. You know, if you look at the SHIB chart itself, let me just grab it quickly. If you just give me a second, I'll just show you quickly. Just make the chart a little bit neater. I don't know if anyone else has got one, but let's say my
I've got a SHIB chart if you want me to open it.
So if you have a look at SHIB over here, this is kind of what I'm eyeing. Let's just have a look at the daily and see where we are on SHIB. This is a Binance chart on SHIB, and you look where SHIB has come from. I mean, it obviously was in its absolute glory days here. This was in, sorry, it's busy loading the data. So October of 21, SHIB was at its absolute peak. We've bled all the way down, and we're in this area now. So some people would say this is accumulation. And even with our stochastics, that a bounce is due, and I would agree, yes. And if you zoom in a little bit closer, let's just go down to the 4 hour and look at the lower levels over here. You know, there's definitely this very solid demand area that we're sitting in at the moment with this trend line here. So I'm waiting for this break of trend, which is not quite happening just yet. But I just think from there, you know, we're then going to come down. If we break the bottom of this at 966, you know, who knows where we could go, because there was a wick low here. So I've just started to get that position ready now. But that, please, this is, I might be completely wrong in my analysis, because I'm about one of 2 people that I know that is thinking like this. Everyone else is going, this thing's got to go up, because you can see even on the RSI line here, you know, it's definitely trending up. So, you know, maybe I've got and we've broken the 50% line on the moving average line on the RSI. So I might be completely wrong.
Craig, I like that idea. Yeah, I definitely don't think you're crazy about it. I mean, once it loses that trend, then you know it's on anyway, so you can pile in there. So yeah, great idea.
Are there any, sorry, non-farm payrolls in 5 minutes? Yep. So we need to keep an eye on that. So NFP numbers, remember, when you're looking for information on part of what your morning routine should be is to monitor the news events. And as I've said to you many times before on the call, I use this Forex Factory over here. If you can see is it on your screen there, Bill?
Yeah.
Forex Factory, just sign yourself up with a free account, because then you can set in your time zone where you live. The dates for the, you know, basically it shows you a week at a time. So you adjust the week up here, and then you literally drop down to the day, and it's in your time zone. So at 2:30 today, we've got Canadian stuff, which is not relevant to us, but non-farm payrolls is one of the biggest news events of the month. So leverage trading during non-farm payrolls is definitely not advised at all. So non-farm. So who's going to keep an eye on that for us, please? Literally a minute before, let's just go and have a look. Maybe Dill, you can open up a Dow chart or whatever, or a Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, we can open some candles.
So when you're seeing big red flagged events, you really shouldn't be entering leverage trades before, before that event, because it is going to be volatile. So says me, who's sitting in a leverage trade on SHIB.
So Craig, I mean, we know like it's supposed to be a bullish thing for the economy if the NFP or non-farm payrolls come in higher, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But over the last like year or so, people actually want to see the NFP come in lower, which is
I
now
know.
turning into
It's a real sad reality in our world today. Non-farm is an employment change, and what people are wanting to basically see is that more people are being unemployed than more people are being employed. I mean, it's completely screwed up. You think you'd be happy that you've got a lower, unemployment rate, etc. But at the moment, everyone's just so focused on this damn interest rate number that they want it to be bad. So the bad news. News for the charts.
it's so strange, it's the weirdest thing. Okay, I want to open this this mini futures here.
Who's that there? Huni says he's in Pepe. He's got 10,435%. Wow, nice, my friend. Yeah. So in a couple of minutes we'll get that. So before really getting into the charts, there really is no point in looking at the charts because they're going to change. They're going to change now with one way or the other, in terms of so I think it's best rather to set up either a Bitcoin chart or a Bitcoin and a Dow chart, and let's just see what happens on like a 3-minute time frame and see what's going on. I'm just looking if there's any other. Now's the worst time to trade, right? Absolutely, Errol. Not right this minute. Just give it 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then we can see what's going on. I mean, an Arbitrum long entry at 131.43 with a tight stop loss. Do I close it? No. If you've got a tight stop loss, you're good. If you're in the trade, you're in. Just watch it. What I'm saying is don't enter a trade right now. How's this guy, Errol? I'm 10K up on Pepe, getting out now. One way is to look at saying getting out now. The other way is to literally move a stop loss strategically up under your trade so you give it upside. But hey, you can at 10K, I'd also be wanting to take my 10K. That's for sure. I don't know about you, Dol.
10K is 10K. Might be gone in 5 minutes.
May short soon myself. You see, that's what starts happening. Is that people are constantly looking for shorts. The shorts get squeezed and the price pumps. People short, it gets squeezed, the price pumps. So I'm assuming you all understand what a short squeeze is, which is basically that if your short price is here and the price basically breaks above your short, because you've shorted it, you actually have to buy back the coin to get out of your short, and that causes the squeeze and causes the price to go. Bill, have you got a Dow Bitcoin or something?
Yeah, let me see.
I see we're 14.29 now. I have to say the shit thing's doing nothing. There's no volume and buy, but it's so difficult to even just buy or sell. It's crazy. What time frame are you on there?
This is the 15-minute ES mini futures. So it's the S&P.
Yeah, I think if you drop down to like 3, you can see the and then zoom right in so we can just see the actual volatility. Because it's important to see how
God dang.
Numbers probably in.
Quick and actually liquidate people out. So just zoom it right bigger.
So here's the 3-minute chart.
Bitcoin already started.
Zoom in on there, Dol. So we can literally see the last. Yeah, so it's all quite big on your screen.
Well,
Geez, I'm just seeing it on my ship trade. Oof, there was a big candle up and now dropping, so I don't know. So the numbers are obviously out, and my ship is dropping like a rock for some reason.
So it came in higher. So let's see what that does.
How's that? I literally went from a $10 loss to $174 profit.
And now, is it still going?
Yeah, shit is like a yo-yo. Bitcoin?
Dropping.
ETH is dropping. Wow. Ooh, look at that.
excellent. Sorry.
Look at this candle.
So let's drop that small trend line that I was showing you. What a wick on the candle though. Oh my goodness.
Come to Papa.
Should have had a TP in there. Would have got it.
Bruce, it sounds like you have an entry you're looking for there.
Oh yeah, because I got messed with yesterday, and I'm looking to get back.
So what are you trading there? Sol?
Well, I've been trying to get an entry on Sol for the big picture. I'll share if if you want.
Yeah, do you want to show us, and we can maybe watch that
Yeah.
soul candle jumping up and
I'm
down?
totally glad to do it. Let me know as soon as I can. Just share. Go ahead. All right, share.
Let's just, yeah, look, I see the
So-
ES mini futures are pretty flat here on the 3 minutes still.
All right. So
So just
me to
while
go?
you're getting it up there, Dole, I'm just reading the numbers through from our research group. So they were expecting 180,000 jobs, came in at 253. So the unemployment dropped, in other words, from they were
Yes.
estimating at 3.6, it's 3.4, which is good news for the economy, but as you can see, clearly not great news for the markets. Everyone's looking at it the wrong way.
I mean, there was a massive dump here on the 15 minutes.
Look at the unemployment, BDC dropping. Okay, yeah, so those are the numbers. So obviously they were great numbers for the economy, but bad numbers. Oh, look at gold as well, eh? Your oil is doing well though, Bill.
No,
Yep.
good.
But it's actually not too bad. I mean, it's dropped, but it's got a big hit to the downside, and it's picking up. So
I mean, that was quite brutal. I've been sitting in an AVAX long for like 3 days, and that came and whipped me out and stopped me there.
wow, I can't. My ship is looking. Where are you? Just go to the 15 minutes. So it was a nice candle to break that trend line that I was just showing you a short while ago.
So Bruce, do you want to take us through the entry here for Sol and
sure.
exactly what
Well,
you're
I'll take you
looking
through the entry that didn't happen. This is actually a story about perspective and attitude, and kind of what it's like as a trader. And so I have a question for everybody watching. How many times while you've been trading, even for the new people, you start off sitting back in your chair and you're marking up the charts, and little by little you don't notice that your face is moving closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the screen? Put in the chat if that was happened to any of you besides me. I'm really curious to say. Because what happened to me yesterday is I'm setting up for a long on Solana, and actually you guys can see my chart, right?
Yeah.
So what I was looking for, of course, is not a small little trade, but I'm looking to break that trend line right there, and I'm looking to break that level right there, and I'm really looking to capture the liquidity that's been hanging out there for a long time, and eventually take a trade that takes me up to there. That's the setup that I'm looking for. But of course, since this is going to be a leveraged trade, I wanted to get a really tight entry. So I zoomed into about the 15-minute, looking to get just that perfect entry with a nice tight stop loss. So what happened is I zoomed on in, go away. I zoomed in, and this was yesterday afternoon. And literally from the morning until, literally from the morning, I saw price coming, the yesterday's entry was over there. I missed that one because I was asleep. I hate sleeping. Came up, had retraced, and price was, starting to retrace on down. Now the 618 on this was the fib was right about here, but the really major support. Hold on, I don't know if you guys can see it, but real major support. So the 618 was right here, right? Real major support though is really over here. And what I was watching Bitcoin really tightly. And as price was coming down, let me get rid of this stuff so you can see. 1 second, there we go, get rid of that stuff. So I'm sitting over here watching this price come down, come down, come down, come down. I actually didn't have that level in there at that point. And as it was getting to this point, I was noticing that Bitcoin was dropping pretty heavily. And everything was pretty tightly correlated with Bitcoin at that point. So I said, cool, I got to do some stuff. So I went, I set an alarm, and I went downstairs, and I'm organizing my son's birthday party. And I hear an alarm. I take a couple more minutes because, an alarm, I got a minute or two for price to move to get my entry. And what, of course, what I was looking for, by the way, the entry I was looking for was something like this, right? Right about there with somewhere in that range. And what I liked about it is that a stop loss that was just under 0.5%, which allowed me to do more leverage and still keep the risk pretty low. And of course, I'm so obsessed. My face is sitting there like my nose 1/2 inch from the screen and not paying attention to perspective. So the alarm goes off, I come back in, and all I can see is this candle going like that. Just boom, just shooting up there. And I'm going, oh no, I missed the trade. I missed the trade. And the reason they asked me to share it is because I posted the chart last night on the mod group, going, kind of making fun of myself. And Fefe's going, oh, set an alarm, and people are commenting on it. It was really just pretty funny. And the perspective was that, I was all upset about that candle. But then what I did is I said, wait a minute, take a breath, step back, breathe. And I scrolled back, I zoomed back out. And what I noticed was that we had done nothing, right? All price did was take a little pump, but here we are, we're still exactly in the middle of this wedge, right? Right? We're exactly still in, I'll get rid of that stuff. Hang on a second. So we're still exactly in the middle of that range right there. And all I had to do was take a deep breath and be patient again, because there was a really high likelihood, like right now, the price was going to continue on down, come to that good entry point over there that was even better before entering the trade. So, I guess the moral of the story for me, and hopefully for everyone else, is remember to breathe, remember to take a breath, remember to step back, remember to get perspective. And if you lose a trade, be willing to just walk away and look for the next one. So that's my story.
So do you have an entry for us now, or have we missed it?
Well, actually,
So Dill, the stock markets have gone positive, eh?
Yeah, I see that.
Actually, I'm pretty well expecting, and I just got up, so let me get rid of those lines in there. I'm expecting, given the fact that the stock market in the US is so, what's the word, so pissy right now, that I'm expecting the price is going to, we just got that nice red candle, but it quickly retraced back up. Let me show it. I'm expecting this to continue on down to here, and start to look for another entry again.
Okay, so
I'll
your
be very
entry's
cautious.
on this rising trend.
Yeah, my entry will be on this rising trend. I want to get it down low because the lower it is, the more patient I am, the tighter my stop can be. The tighter my stop can be, the more I can use leverage and a higher basis for the trade, still staying under my risk level. So, again, the hardest part for this, and Sheldon talks about this all the time, the hardest part of any trade is fighting for that entry. You try and get one, you get stopped out. You get another one, you get stopped out. You miss one. But if you're patient and you keep working on it and focusing on it, eventually you'll get that really nice tight stop. You'll get a good entry, like somewhere in there. I'm hoping to keep it under 1% if possible, but we'll see. And then you can basically, the goal would be to get into the trade, ride it up for about 6%, but that's not the trade I'm really interested in. That's just kind of the preparation. The trade I'm really interested in is compounding that when it breaks this trend right over there, right? Add on to the trade and grow to the next level, and then go to the next level. That's the plan I have.
Okay.
Hoping price agrees with me.
Nice one.
Yep. Well, I'll come back to you and let you know if it works.
Yeah, keep your eyes on that now while we're chatting. And yeah, I mean, if we get a break of that trend, we could maybe grab an entry there, and
Exactly.
if we pull back lower, then yeah, we can get that one. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom back until my nose is on the screen. So if you guys see nose prints on your screen, that's me.
So guys, there's an interesting one I've been watching for a hell of a long time. Filecoin. Still, the market's been so boring lately. So, watching on these dailies has been quite challenging. I'm sure for everyone. I mean, we've had like a 4 or 5% range or something ridiculous. But I just want to show you this Filecoin because again, it's sitting in a nice area for me. And we're getting to a place where we can trade a daily candle with a hell of a tight stop here. So I just wanted to give you guys just a view of what I'm seeing. So this is the daily. You can see we're sort of squeezing down very tightly into the 618 region here. We've also got a 200-day moving average, and we've got horizontal supports here. So I'm quite interested in file here for like a spot or a very low lev trade, because the stop you can get away with now, if we just test these lows, is about 2%. So on a daily candle, that's a hell of a tight stop. So just something to take a look at. And then if we lose this level, we're probably going to test around 4.6 as the next area. So if you're looking for sort of a low level spot position, file looks pretty decent to me right now at these levels. Maxi, are you there?
Yo, what's happening, guys?
What are you
How's
trading through? What do you have?
I'm gonna be honest.
you long?
I was trying to go short. I was prepping for a short, and I can't get into my Bybit account because I have not verified yet. So I've got to go and do the whole thing. I was trying to find my ID now and get it all sorted, but yeah, it's not going to be a quick thing. So I'm missing out. I'm watching from the sidelines now. But I was trying just to short Bitcoin, to be honest. I can show you what my idea was if you would like to see.
Let's take a look, man.
Okay, I'm on one screen here, so I'm just trying to sort everything out. Okay, share screen. Oh, I think someone has to stop sharing, whoever is sharing.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Before I get going, let me pop on some glasses, guys. You guys know me. I gotta be fast when I'm trading.
Can't you zoom in?
No, not those kind of glasses. We gotta put on the goggles. We gotta look speedy for the trades. There we go. We're gonna go with the cool glasses for now. Okay, let's have a little quick squiz, guys. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, just tell me if you can check the screen.
Yeah, we got it.
You got it? Okay, cool. So yesterday, my thesis on Bitcoin has been that we're gonna stay in this wedge until next week, and then we're gonna start choosing a direction, either up or down later on. Price is gonna get compact, and then it'll make a decision later on. So that's what I've been thinking, and my idea was to play short. Although now I've got this whole bar at the top. I don't know if I can get rid of this stuff. Let me just try to delete here quickly. My idea is to play short, or was to play short. There we go. Right from the top here. So what I saw was that we've had price over the last couple of days. We've been building these flags, and we've been going up, and we've been going up, and you can kind of see we've got these lower highs, and higher lows and higher highs, right? And then we got to the point where we touched the trend line, and we came back and we rejected off the trend line pretty hard last night or yesterday. Last night, I think it was. It was this big candle. And for me, whenever you have a push up from a new higher low, when you push up that next higher low, you need to be clearing the previous highs quite significantly. And when I saw that we rejected here, my plan was, okay, next time we push up, we're going to probably be lower down, right? And I was going to take a short off trend or as close to trend as possible as soon as this was broken. So you could see we pushed up, we created this bull flag. Okay, the bull flag initially failed. We pushed up again, we broke the flag, and then this would have been my entry somewhere in this region to go short. So that was the plan. I had it prepped for the show. But yeah, I got stopped out. Oh, I didn't get in. So it's a bit bleak. And then what I would want to watch for now is this is going to sort of either go long or short now, who knows? But I would want to watch, and then the confirmation of the break of this major trend line. That would be cool. You're going to be playing the trade out nicely. You could have nice tight stops underneath there. I think this trade, it could still play out and we might have another chance, but I think anything above this wick is maybe danger zone. If we see price pushing back up towards the trend line, it means there's quite a lot of strength, and we could even see a pop from Bitcoin to the upside. So for me, we're kind of in decision mode right now. So
But you want to be short. You want to be
I wanted
short
to
this
short.
weekend. You
I
and those
wanted to
glasses.
short. Yeah, look, it's also, you got to keep in mind, we had Friday right now, and for me, Fridays never end up good, and the weekend gets quite sleepy. But I know Craig was saying that his moon ladies have got some big plans for today, so I'm not sure. We might be going one way or the other hard.
For those of you that don't know what a moon lady is, Craig's going to have to explain this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Craig.
so let me preface it by saying never laugh at anyone's strategy because you never know. So, but there's a lot of people that trade on astrological events, and there's the lunar eclipse today, which is a big event, and the same lady that 100% called the top of the market in 21. And she called the day before the lunar collapse, the Celsius collapse, the drop that we had last week, is saying today is a big day. She's not saying whether it's positive or negative, but that it's a big day. So there we go. And she put out a warning. Maren Altman is her name on Twitter. You can go and watch her tweets. So she's, because of the lunar eclipse today, she had a big event, but also that the mayhem that we've been seeing in the markets, she definitely did see kind of coming to an end today or moving forward. So this was the end of this
So
whole
she was
lunar-
more positive. Is she more positive now after today?
She's more positive after today, definitely.
So are we long this weekend?
You can long.
We're starting to
I'm
leave
long as
big
far.
candles.
How's that pin drop candle there?
Yeah,
Oof,
yeah,
that's a-
yeah. They're looking very nice.
That is a rejection.
So this is the same as I had yesterday for Cardano. This is my main play when Bitcoin does decide to wake up. I think it looks the most similar to Bitcoin. So for me, and I did explain it already yesterday, but this trend is looking beautiful. We got good support at the bottom. And it to me, it matches Bitcoin quite nicely. So when Bitcoin breaks out, Cardano is going to break out. And yeah, that's going to be my long play.
Okay, so BTC and Cardano, nice.
Short
I wanna
BTC, long Cardano.
I want to show you guys something that I've zoomed into. Bit of a random coin, ZIL. It hasn't done much in the last while, but I just wanted to give you an example of things you can look for. So like, I mean, I've been showing you guys a lot of these daily setups. So, I mean, and when the market's doing nothing, it gets incredibly boring. So I've zoomed into the ZIL just to give you a picture as to what's going on. And now with that little dip we just had, you can see ZIL on the 4 hour, and we can even go into the 1 hour here. It's just been playing in a very, very tight range. So earlier before the live, I set out this range, and this would have been an area that I was looking for a long. It happened a lot quicker than expected. But you can just literally create your resistance and support bars, look for areas, try and identify a range early, and you can just play in it. So, we might see ZIL come back and visit this again. Just something to spend some time on this weekend if you guys want to zoom in and just look for range plays, especially while things are so boring. Sorry, Bruce, were you saying something?
Nope. Actually, I was pulling ZIL up because I personally love range trading.
Yeah, look, it's sometimes it also takes a while to, it takes a lot of patience. And then all of a sudden things go crazy. Like now we've had ZIL and I missed that entire opportunity to grab. Fefe, what are you looking at, bro?
I'll be honest, I just took a short on Bitcoin. I think I
Nice.
agree with Max. I was long today. I pulled about 4 or 5%. I sold because too much liquidity was building up. I also posted it on Banter and also on the crypto Discord. I'm with a school Discord. But I think we had this decent retest now on, if you look at the 5 minute, and I was okay. So overall, if anybody follows me as well, I posted, I think we should in theory go up to this 30 to 31,000 region, take the liquidity above and then go down. But the fact that we had this data coming out and the fact that we are building massive liquidity up, if you look at it, I'm targeting right now with this short, I'm targeting, so my entry was 29,040, and then I'm targeting 28,400 ish for starters, and then yeah. So I'm
your
short.
entry
I'm
was-
short.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay, and no else you're looking at.
I got wrecked now with my I had a fantastic setup on alpha. That was great. It still can be great if Bitcoin wouldn't do this to us. So yeah, I don't know. No else now. I had a setup on alpha. I actually prepared it for the show, but it's I don't know where it's gonna go now.
And yeah, that week caused a few problems. I mean, it stopped me out on AVAX, and then I jumped straight back in. I had like extreme FOMO because it was back in my area.
Actually, if you want, I can share my alpha trade if anybody
Please,
wants
yeah.
to gamble
Let's
on
have a
long.
look.
So Dill, the stock market's still positive on the news, eh? So I guess we've got to wait for 3:30 for the markets to open, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely
That's the
positive.
thing, yeah.
So the bigger coins, based on that, I'm not convinced of a dropping, but hey,
Mm.
who knows the markets?
Look,
Well,
they've been
obviously-
sitting on these areas for so long. You know, it's really formed quite a nice base.
I cannot share. Someone is sharing.
Sorry.
That's good. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see
Yeah.
my screen? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
good.
like the basic idea with alpha is that this is a decent zone down here, demand zone. We touched on and we showed a decent reaction as well, but wasn't quite enough to bounce from this demand zone. But this one seems to be nice for me. So I went down on the 15 minute, identifying it correctly, and here this order block seems to be very nice, very strong. So what I did was that I actually had this order block drawn here, but I didn't get in here because I saw we have a market structure shift on the 5 minutes. So I thought, we came back into demand. We are shifting, changing characters, came back, retested. So I got in around this area. This could have been my entry, but I think it was here. So somewhere here. And then my stop loss was below this low. Because there is, again, liquidity. So I knew if it was going to come down here, it's going to get wigged. So, but the problem is that we got this weekend, I didn't dare to get back in. But if someone wants to look at a long, then this would be a great idea. It's in a down trend for on all the time frames, looking very good. So if you go out on the 4 hour, it's basically just bleeding. But bleeding, like if you look at the hold on, if I pull my Fibonacci here, so we are probably retracing. I'm sorry about this, 786. So we are going into these regions, the golden zone, right? So we're sitting at the 786 on the bottom. We came down at least 50%, and this was some kind of crazy week because of low volume on this coin. So you could easily take this. So this looks good on the larger time frame. On the 1 hour, again, very nice trend line. On the 15 minute, even better. Both on the short term. So if someone just wants to do a scalp, this would be good as well. It will. I really think if the market goes up, so if we just had this real flush and then we go up, which I'm rather short now, looking at the data after this. But this would be, if this trend breaks here, this could go at least to 0.13. And then obviously all the way up. This was my plan. It's still my plan, but I will have to wait for the weekend. So I will wait for the weekend to play out and then see where it goes.
Okay, nice one. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
786
one
is always a
question
good
here,
area.
you had your stop loss quite high. If you know that that's a demand zone, why would you not have done it underneath that cluster on the left?
Down
Not there.
here?
No. Right where your trade was. So you said you'd have put your.
Sorry about this. It was, yeah.
You
Here?
Yes, because I mean, if you know that's a demand zone, you know there's liquidity lying there. Institutions would drive down. They know
Yes.
people's stop losses are going to be set there. So I just wondered why you'd have had your stop so high up.
No, because I did not know where, so I was not sure if it's going to, okay, so several things. I did not see this week, right? So what I saw what before the news came out is this. So it comes down, it consolidates, and it starts moving up. It changes character here, right? So what I saw here though is that this is all liquidity, right? So this will be hunted by the institutions. So my main issue was if we come down here, whether we stop here with a wick on this OB that I actually drawn here, and it actually stopped here and bounced very nicely, but I wasn't sure whether it's going to stop here. But what I was sure about is that if we're going to go below this demand zone, we are probably going to come down below these levels. And then I just didn't think it was going to be 1 week. I thought it's going to wick down and it will gradually come down, and then I will have a chance to get it on this OB and then move from there. But that did not happen. What happened was that a huge wick came down, touched on, and moved on. So we're already like
shows you how
2%
good those demand zones are, though. I mean, basically, you can see it drop below those previous wicks on the left. Obviously, people then got, they obviously were in a long, so they all had to close out.
Yeah,
and that's caused the squeeze.
Absolutely. Yes. But it respected this pretty nicely. So as I think it was on the 3 minute or 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry about this. It respected this pretty nicely. There is this demand zone here. Yeah. So this area was what I had marked. This broke the structure. Yeah, but again, I'm actually short. So I'm looking at short. I can also show my my BTC short. So I posted this previously. But again, this is obviously, as everybody, Dylan and Craig as well said, and Max, we don't know what's going to happen, right? So this can go either way. What I see is that we have liquidity up here, which is, and that's why I actually thought, or I'm still undecided whether we should go up and touch onto these areas. Markets need liquidity. Liquidity serves as gas. Liquidity equals orders, right? So the market needs to collect liquidity to move. And because there was not much down here after this, liquidity sweep happened, there was not much down here to come. So that's why I thought we're going to come and collect liquidity above here, and then probably reverse from the 30.5, 31K region. But because of this liquidity being built up right here, and because of the news, I think this is a great place to go short. And again, we have a shift here, a change of characters. So we are going to see a possible lower low and then a higher low. And on the lower time frame, that actually happened on the 3 minute. So what happened is that we broke here, right? So we broke this low here. We wicked it out. We came back, retested this supply zone and OB, and that's where I went short. And then possibly we will go down to these regions, which would be a great area for it to reverse on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. But yeah, I don't know. So this is definitely a place. If someone is short, I would look for taking profits around this 28,400 level.
Nice one.
Cool. Guys, just also a reminder, because Max, you were saying with your Bybit account is not verified. Remember, Monday is when they start closing out all the Bybit accounts. So if you haven't done a KYC yet, they're literally going to probably, they don't shut it. I mean, you can take your money out, but you certainly can't trade. Now, again, sorry for the repeat from yesterday, but if you've got more than one account, like I've got 4 accounts, one of my accounts has been KYC'd for quite a number of years. I don't use that account anymore because I use the Banter linked account, which is what I suggest that you guys do, your Sniper account, because that's what gives you the access to the Discord, live trades, etc., etc. There you can actually shift your KYC. So if you've got a KYC in another on a different email address or something, I've posted in the group there how to transfer your identity to another account. So at least that makes you secure that way, and that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if there's any other questions there.
Craig,
Till,
can I add something? Also not necessarily related to trading, but it's very important. There was another scam happening again. Someone lost money again. Please, you guys are here, 2, 3, whatever, 100 people. Please, nobody from the team will DM you. No mod will tell you to join and do this and do that. And nobody will find you on Discord, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, email, nobody. And if in case you get an email, in case you get a Telegram DM, whatever, come to us, come to the Discord, post a screenshot. Hey, this is what I got. Is this, I'll tell you my story very shortly. Even we have a WhatsApp group with the team, I got an email from Megan. And I saw that the email was hers, but I wasn't sure. So I just asked her, hey, is this really you? Is this really what's going on? And then she said, just yes. So please, guys, do not believe, nobody is here to give you money. It's not like you send us $200, I give you 5 Ethereum. It's not going to happen. They're impersonators. Please, please, please stay cautious.
I see Julian said there on Bybit, you only need level 1 KYC. I don't think so. I think it's level 2 now. So level 1 is what enabled me to have 4 accounts, because I had a level 2 on 1 account and 3 accounts on level 1, and now I keep getting this message on my Bybit. So I've just got to transfer over. I'd rather be safe. Yes, you can go to other exchanges. I'm not sure about BitGet, but what's happening on Bybit now is going to happen on the other exchanges. I mean, I really don't know what the US guys are going to do. It's not easy. Maybe Bruce from the US, you can tell me what's the story there. But it's going to happen across the exchanges now,
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, it appears that the offshore exchanges are looking for the day in the future when they can be registered in the United States. So they're trying to be good and not piss off the United States government by doing things like at least claiming to require KYC. FYI, for anyone that's traded in Forex, foreign exchange, this is normal. Almost all the good exchanges are offshore. So, and they just basically ignore the requirement for KYC. But since the Bybit and BitGet want to have a presence in the States because it's such a huge market for crypto, they definitely want to be in the good graces so that when eventually they can register onshore, they can. Right now, MEXC doesn't seem to be requiring old people to KYC. Like my main trading is on MEXC, and there's no notice of that at all. But new people that are coming on board are being asked to KYC. So they're possibly grandfathering old people. We're looking at other exchanges right now. OKX seems to be all right, and I don't know about BitGet, but I'm in the moment researching other exchanges to see where we can trade without having to run afoul of their requirement. So it's going to be a cat and mouse game for a while until things settle down.
But also important to add is I want to advocate for that. Again, obviously, I'm not affiliated and anything like that, but there are digital residencies that you can get, guys. So there is, I'm just going to send the link in the chat. It's a Palo residency. That means that you register, you pay $250 a year, and you literally get like a physical ID card that you can use to verify an exchange. Now, this should not be confused with, like paying your taxes and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And obviously it's not the best way to do it, but as Craig says, I 100% agree. It's probably going to get spread, and every exchange will require, and the US guys will probably not going to be able to trade, unfortunately. So this could be a great way to do this. So check that out. And this site that I sent you is Binance is one of the big backers of this project. So it's a legit kind of stuff.
I mean, this is so rampant that I was checking out Huobi yesterday, and Huobi, right on their main page, advertises that they will sell you digital residency for 2 Bitcoin.
Yeah, no.
I mean, give us 2 Bitcoin, you can be a digital resident in some place. I forget where it was.
Guys, I can do it for 2 Bitcoin.
They gotta be smoking rocks.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Guys,
you can register at my flat for 2 Bitcoin.
Jackie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you have a BNB entry for us?
A BNB entry. Let me
What's
just
going
check
on
my
with BNB,
chart
bro?
now. Okay. Let me just get my screen share up here.
Can Can you tell us what's happening there with BNB?
Okay, so right now the narratives I'm looking at are the longer term plays. Everyone is so confused right now about where market is going. I am looking at bigger time frames. Bigger time frames will tell us what we're trying to do right now. So I'm going to give you the simple breakdown of what I'm seeing right now. So based off of what we saw on the Bitcoin chart, this major trend has played out on BNB as well. So this major trend on the Bitcoin chart, according to some other higher TA chartists as well as Sheldon, have said that this move above this line is a fake out. I tend to believe them as well. If you looked at this move on the Bitcoin chart, the volume at that point in time confirms that this was not a very powerful move above this trend. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Then looking at BNB right now, you can see this trend that we're forming right now on the support is a really strong trend right now. So right now we're being pinched between this resistance level, and this is a key resistance level. Look how many key areas go through this specific level on the top. So if we break, what's this, 335, give or take, because that's currently where we're stopping out every time now on BNB as well. We break that level and potentially this trend line, we're going to hit hype growth for a lot of tokens. And I think because this was a fake out, we're looking at all the charts and markets incorrectly. I feel that this was the high, and this is a price discovery region that we're going to enter once market adoption kicks in. So this is just some fundamentals that I'm looking at. But in terms of market entries right now, we are ranging heavily. So I'll just go back down to a lower time frame. I don't think we're going that long just yet. If you look at the current zones that I've plotted out now, we need to come back down to test this trend line first, considering that we have got about 3 touches on this major trend. The current narrative, I would say, not as long as that previous time frame I was showing you guys, is we're going to short all the way to this trend line. I'm not over how many weeks this will play out, but that is what I'm looking at right now.
So did you just say you're looking at a short?
I'm looking at a short right now for, I'd say, probably the next few days.
Okay. And then
Jack,
long
we're gonna go
term,
short.
but what are the long term guys going to do here? So I mean, is this still a good area for spot buys for you?
I think this is a great area for spot buys. So let me just pull this up here. Back to this longer term narrative I was talking about. Should we break this major trend line? The target area that I'm looking at right now is about here. So this is a very long-term play. This will play out over a few months, but we are hitting a very nice buy for a long-term hold up until 440.
Okay, got you.
We could probably draw a fib on that as well. So we are looking from this high to the low.
Okay, but short term, you're looking at a scalp short. For investors and spot buyers, you happy to start looking for longs in these regions?
Correct.
Okay. Nice one.
So just to come back before we end off, to come back to your Pepe trade, it's looking good again. I don't know if you looked at it.
Craig?
Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Craig, before we jump off, there was a question that was posed during an AMA we were running yesterday that
okay,
I would love
we'll
to
show
get
that
your
shortly. Yep, I'll show that now.
Oh, okay.
So there was that wick candle that we had. It hardly dips on Pepe at all. The one that does seem to be going, Dill, is WSB. So I don't know if you've even looked at that.
I was trying to get that on this Dex.
No,
tools for
just
us
on
to-
trading view. Trading view.
Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah, I just took the X one, I think. Yeah. Or the,
Oh,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. So
And this is the daily. Jeez.
yeah. So memes are still properly on. So that obviously had that huge dip off yesterday because one of the wallets that had got dragged. That you saw that big downturn there.
Yeah.
And then so looking good.
Jeez. Okay. Well, we've missed that one. Well, I've missed that one.
Be careful, it's a shorter bull, Mexic, I don't know how to say your name. What are you doing a Bitcoin, right? If the Stargaze going is right, we might tank and bounce right up again tonight. Well, as I say, Maren Altman, just go and look at her Twitter, you'll see her video there. But yeah, that's a beautiful chart that day, Adol.
Yeah, but
okay.
don't try and stand in the way. Exactly like he's saying. If you feel the need to short, just
Yeah.
don't try and jump in front of these things. It's like jumping in front of a bus. Like you could get properly hurt.
Yeah. Before we go, let me just show what I was going to be showing yesterday, Dul. Unless there's anything else that there are questions there, because I think if there are questions, people just jump into it. But what I was alluding to yesterday, now this is not effectively with your trading portfolio, you really need to have a long-term portfolio which you don't trade much. So for me, it's Bitcoin and ETH. Literally, that's it right now. I mean, I've just been smacked too many times with the Solanas and the Lunas and the Celsiuses of the world that I've really come in my long term just to be sitting with Bitcoin and ETH. And that if you look at that strategy of Sheldon's of looking Bitcoin, ETH, and which one you should be in, but I'm pretty much split 50-50 there. Then I have a sort of a swing type portfolio, which I have on KuCoin, where I'm looking at these type of coins that we're doing now, where you can take a reasonable bit of a swing and a trade. And then a smaller amount in a leveraged account. So excluding that long-term thing, if you're trying to look at, well, which coins do I trade today? One of the ways to look at it, obviously, is, I think we tend to get very fixed on coins that we look at all the time, rather than looking at where's the money going, what's actually happening. So what I wanted to just show you was 3 quick little techniques to get around this. Just tell me if you can see my Bybit screen, and then I'm going to show Bybit, KuCoin, and Binance. Come on, my internet is just so bad at the moment. It's not really coming up, is it?
Nope.
It's just white.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let me just try KuCoin. So basically, if you just go to KuCoin, because obviously we have a lot of the smaller coins here, you can do the same on Mexi. If you literally just click on the markets button, and then what you overdo is you can have a look. For example, you can take the spot coins. So what I do is you go to the spot, and then you can pick, well, do I want them priced in BTC, or do I want to look at a price against an alt or whatever? And where was the US stable coin? I wanted to, so these are trading against Bitcoin that are on here right now. I'm just trying to see where the one is for USDT. Maybe it's under the USD. There we go. So we can pick USDT. So now if we have a look, these are all the coins that are trading on pairs of USDT on KuCoin, and you literally go and do what you go and do is click on the 24-hour change here, and just go and have a look where's the money lying. So you can see there's a 44% increase in Flocky, UMA. So UMA is something I haven't looked at for a very, very, very long time. Obviously, there's something happening there. So that's the kind of thing that will draw your attention to, okay? Like what's going on that token. And what the thinking behind it is that you're obviously putting your money where the money is going. So you can see Pepe's there, Flocky's there. These 3 S coins here are leveraged coins, so I wouldn't look at anything like that. NGC, what was that? Naga, I'm not even sure. But effectively, you can pick from here which of the coins are actually where the money's going, and there's lots of trading happening. If you go the other way around and you take the losses, okay, and you flick it the other way around, what you can try and look for here is good coins that have actually pulled back quite a lot. So I'm just trying to look at here. So for example, here's that's a short coin, the SDX. There's none of the big ones that have pulled back a lot. But let's just say, for example, Render. you could look and say, look, this is actually a really good coin. It's pullback. Maybe I can find a decent entry on a good token here. So it's a nice way of looking at it. Binance have exactly the same thing. If you just go to the markets, click on markets, click on market overview. And if my internet gives me something again, all cryptos, spot markets over here. And then let's just go USDT and same thing. So we click on what are the biggest changes in 24 hours. And again, UMA, so something to look at there, Dill. Maybe you should just be looking at that chart because that was a while ago. I mean, I made very good money on UMA. Amazing, $2.80. I remember selling it out to making a huge profit at, I think it was $20. So that gives you a very good. Now, the other interesting thing, what you can do is if you're someone that, for example, wants to likes holding BTC, but you want to see if anything is beating BTC, then obviously you click on the Bitcoin tag. So what
I just read through it. Yeah.
What are the coins that are beating Bitcoin? So UMA's beating Bitcoin, Beta, whatever it is, RAD, IDEX, and whatever. And what I've generally always said is that if you can find more than 6 double-digit gains against Bitcoin, it's a very good day for altcoins. So it's just a rule of thumb, no hard thing about it, but more than 6 double-digit gains gives you that. I wanted to see if I could get that Bybit one going because it is quite important for leverage traders, but it's just not wanting to load. Maybe you can load it on your side, Bill, and I can just point out what I'm wanting to show. If you just, have you got a Bybit?
Let me open this one sec. Okay, what do you want to open, Craig?
300 tabs open, yeah, probably doesn't help you, right? Just go to a Bybit. I see you've got a tab there on Bybit.
What do you want to see?
Click on the markets, yep, and then market overview. I see you've got a nice little entry that's slightly in profit there, Bill.
I opened that file.
Okay, so if you drop down and just click on the USD perpetuals on the next to all at the top.
Yeah.
Yep, on that one. And then just scroll to the top and then again sort on the 24-hour market, the 24-hour change. Just below.
Yeah.
Yep, there. So what do you want to see here? And this is very interesting, guys. So just be careful here. Is yes, you've got that. Okay, you've got Pepe at the top. Now just have a look. On the right is what is the 24-hour turnover against that coin, because what you're wanting to be careful of is picking a coin that's got low liquidity. So I mean, obviously that's got plenty. It's 1.7 billion. You've got Flocky at what 46 million. But if you look down at that CT, what's it? The third one, CDC. That's only got is that 4.5 million daily turnover?
4.5 million. Yeah.
45 or 4.5?
4.5.
Yeah. So as soon as you get something that's under, and I would say the absolute lowest you should look at is 20 million. As soon as you get that, you can go and trade that on Bybit, but there's no liquidity for your trade. So it's very difficult to get in and out of a trade. So just be careful using this if you're not picking a coin that's got, and you can see a bunch of those, they might be moving, but there's zero liquidity actually happening on Bybit at the moment. So just use that as an example. So Sui is looking very good. You can see at 166 million. Yeah, so that's in essence what I wanted to say, Bill.
Craig, I believe Run Show is kicking off or has kicked off.
Cool.
So we need to jump. But yeah, good luck this weekend, everybody. Some are short, some are long.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, guys, have a great, hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll chat to you soon.
Later.
Enjoy.
All right,
Bye-bye.
y'all. Don't show up,
Bye,
Pepe.
buddy.
Bye-bye.
Go Soul.